I've been thinking lately about sort of time and memory and the way that something can exist in a moment in time, and then what happens to it, is it completely lost and gone forever, or does it stay there in a way, in a permanent form? And does it make a difference whether there's anybody to remember it or not, or whether it's recorded in some way? And I suppose it's easy to answer that because everything is going to disappear at one point, right? Like if there's going to be at some point in the future a massive entropy event of the universe where everything is going to be gone, then everything that ever happened is going to disappear, and everybody who ever remembered it, and every photograph or video or recording of something is going to be gone. So in a way, it doesn't matter whether there's anybody to remember events. But I was just thinking about how many things happen that nobody sees, and even the things that happen that people do see. And they become memories and exist sort of in a way longer than normally would. But I was thinking specifically about moments of tenderness, of beauty, and in a way asking myself, it's going to sound maybe a bit cynical, but why they exist, or rather why tenderness exists. I've just been going through old photographs and looking at pictures taken before I was born, or when I was a baby, but mostly before I was born. And I I don't know where those pictures were taken or what was going on before or after they were taken or what the people in the photographs were talking about. And yet, it's weird that the people in the photographs were happy, they were together, they were friends, and they were enjoying themselves, and they felt very positively towards each other. And it, yeah, I guess it just got me thinking whether the friendship that they shared and tenderness they felt, it existed just then, and then it's just gone forever, like poof, evaporated. And in a way, I can't see that happening because, as I mentioned, like the tenderness exists as an idea at least, but as more than an idea. And there ought to be a reason for that, right? I mean, Plato was talking about this in a few books. He talked about why we're capable of learning anything and why we're capable of recognizing anything. Well, technically Socrates was talking about, but the books are ascribed to Plato, and in particular it was in the Meno and the Phaedo. And Socrates was basically arguing that the reason why we can learn anything, why we recognize, geometry and all of these basic things, is because we experienced them at a metaphysical level before we were born. His argument was that everything like justice and beauty and all of these high-minded ideas, they exist as actual um, real things, not just as human ideas, but as real things at the metaphysical level. And we encounter them as spirits before we're born, and once we're born, although we can no longer remember what it was like to be a disembodied spirit, we can recognize the things that we experience at a higher level. And so we're capable of recognizing at least the idea of justice or the idea of beauty. And I guess this is, is arguing um, sort of why every culture and every era of time has had a concept of justice, even though they might not agree what justice was, but they sort of had the idea of it. So it's a compelling argument. But because there is such a thing as justice and as beauty and all of these things that Socrates and Plato were talking about, there has to be a primal form, so to speak, of tenderness that just exists somewhere and is manifested in reality. I'm not sure it can be manifested between anything other than living things. I mean, I don't know if a if a plant or a rock could be tender, but animals certainly can. And you do see it in animals, but you see it, I think, most of all, perhaps in people. And sometimes the very opposite of tenderness you see in people, but sometimes tenderness too. And then if it does exist, and it has a primal form, the way that Socrates claimed, why? Um, what's the point of it existing? And furthermore, what is the point of something existing if it just exists in a little moment and then it's gone forever? Because well, it doesn't necessarily have to be a point, but I guess it helps. I've recently been reading The Stranger by Camus. It's just a catalog of horrible people and horrible events. Not even horrible, really, but well, some of them are quite horrible. But the main theme of the book is the supreme indifference of the universe. This is sort of, it culminates at the end of the story when the main character confronts a priest and says that he submits to the supreme indifference of the universe, and he too is supremely indifferent. And that makes sense for a universe which is immaterial, that is made up of stars and dust and asteroids and all of these mineral things and basically, physical processes of burning and so on. But in a universe where tenderness exists as an event, as a form of communication, as a real thing, what what use does an indifferent universe have for tenderness, or for justice, or for beauty? Because yes, the universe might well be a different universe in the sense of everything physical and material, and but if there are things which have no physical or material purpose, like justice or beauty or tenderness, why are they there? Why would an indifferent universe contain things it doesn't really need? Or why would an indifferent universe create those things to the extent that it created anything, like it created us and the planets and plant life and everything that exists in it? Why would it create things that it doesn't need? And I guess my idea is that if something exists, it serves a purpose, otherwise it would cease to exist very quickly. So the fact that tenderness is a real thing that we can encounter and we see moments of it, even though they're lost very quickly, the fact that it exists at all means that it must have a purpose. And perhaps we can say the same about beauty, and I'm sure that we can, even though a lot of people perhaps can consider beauty to be completely useless. But the fact that there is a space for all of these things in the universe, it's curious, and perhaps it is compelling, because the universe itself might be indifferent, but people aren't, human beings aren't. And most of us, I think, respond to scenes of tenderness and want to preserve them and want to understand them and want to know them and want to participate in them, want to perpetuate them and continue them. And to go back to Plato and Socrates for a moment, what would the primal form of of tenderness be? I wonder. They talk about the primal forms of everything in sort of geometric terms. Like, for instance, perhaps, I don't know, truth can be an absolutely perfect circle or something like this. And Earth might be a square or a cube or something. So what would the form of tenderness be at a metaphysical level? And here I guess we can imagine all manner of things, all manner of shapes, geometric or not. But it would have to be something to which you can reduce tenderness, if you were to reduce it. And to reduce it would mean to find what is the quintessence of it. So tenderness shown by a person towards an animal, and by a person towards a plant or an insect or another person. All of these would have to have something in common with them, so that when you speak of tenderness, it's always the same. It's always the same thing. I don't know if that makes sense. what would it we what could we reduce it to? What would be its most elemental shape or form or quality? Because it is perhaps a bit of a specific term, tenderness. I don't know if every language in the world has an equivalent for it. Perhaps they don't. But it exists in English and in French, and I guess in most European languages. So it has to be an idea which appealed to enough people that the word for it survived. So it has to be a thing, a definitive thing, which is separate from gentleness or other forms of kindness. not even sure how to describe tenderness in a way that distinguishes it from gentleness, other than it's somehow more intimate and more personal. You can be gentle to anything, but tenderness implies that you're doing it quite intentionally and quite with a lot of feeling behind you. You can, I don't know, chop vegetables in a very gentle way just because you want to be careful not to cut yourself. But you wouldn't do it in a tender way unless you actually cared about what you were doing. So it has to have something about it which is absolutely unique. And it's worth perhaps thinking what that is and how to recognize it and perhaps how to preserve it, how to keep it going, even though the moment in time might be fleeting and it might pass before you even realize what it was.